but I had a little break, probably 5 minutes or so. I had to change all my waters, and I'm back, and you can see it's settled a little bit, even in few minutes. I'm removing a little bit, just wiping off from the darkness. I wasn't happy with the too much purple. Still building up this orange layer. Now it's look like a mess because you don't see the border, but as soon as you do the washback, it will work, and that's the point when you probably will understand why I did the whole thing. When I'm washing back, it will be pretty clear. The washback or pullback will push the paint upwards, and it will generate a not sharp but a quite obvious border, and it will show the trees, the top of the trees. Unfortunately, I just didn't like how the top of the hill ended up, so I wiped it off, and now it's too light, so I have to layer that too a little bit back. It's just too light right now. This is the hard part when you just paint as you would paint, and you need to explain why you're doing what. Because when you have a very exact plan what you're doing, and you generate a lesson on it, it's much easier, but I'm just painting and I want to show my process. But actually I like how the top of the hill is geometric. It's really abstract, I think. So I want to have the same effect on the bottom of the tree line, so I want the dark there. Also for this, what I'm doing right now, the timing is absolutely crucial. So you need to let the paint sink, but not dry. Just losing the shininess, so it's need a few minutes break now. So that's what I'm doing. I give a little break to settle. So I am back from the little break. You can see the paint changed a little bit. It was really just few minutes. And I'm using my thin brush and trying to do the pushback. It's maybe a little bit too early, but I'm trying now to adding to some places. If you watch it, just the process, you can see it's working, but maybe it's still too wet. So I need to think this through. Also, I have to make the top of the hill a little bit darker. Just not too dark to cover those layers, those geometric layers, which I really like. And every time I make it enough dark, they too much disappearing for my taste, but it's just too light. So I have to go back there. And although the pushback some places work well, maybe I need to let a little more time to it. The hard part with the pushback, if you put it too early, it's initially look like working, but because everything is too wet, around, it just melt back. And first it's developing the blooming pattern, and then a blooming pattern disappear. So I think it's better if I leave it to sit a little bit longer and go back to build up some darkness on the top of the hill, and then let's see if it's if the tree line, the orange settled enough. If not, I need to wait. I need to let it settle for 10 minutes or so, 10-15 minutes, but it cannot be dry anywhere. That's very crucial. It needs to settle. It will lose shininess, but it cannot be dry, because then it's not working. It's too late then. So I'm just building a little bit of darkness on the top of the hill, and hopefully then with some wait time I can add the pushback and ready. I am trying with the green. It was blue, then purple, now it's more greenish. I don't know. I just don't want to over cover that much as it was before. Those previous lighter layers I liked, and if I cover it too much, they just completely disappear. Also, watercolor change it can lose darkness when it's drying, so just a hard balance. For the pushback, you will need clean water again and a thinner brush. The size 8 round is good, I think. I think that's what I used. So yes, I will need a little break here. It's just too shiny, but everything else getting drier, and that's a good thing. So 15 minutes break. So I am back, and if you see the painting before the break, it's just lost all its shininess. But you can see, as soon as I touch with the clean water with my thinner brush, it's just pushing back and generating the bloom effect. And because everything drier around, it will keep this pattern much more stable. And that's exactly what I wanted on the end. If you overdo it, it will be the same problem. They just melt together and you won't see the blooms anymore. So be careful. Maybe the less is more here, because it will just spread and they touch each other and everything is too wet, and the paint will just lose this pattern, which is happening right away when you touch it. But when it's too much and too wet, it will just melt up and it won't stay. But it's coming out really good. I like it. And you can see in the bottom and the top this bloom pattern, how the tree line got very distinct and come to the front. And that's it, I think. Here is a larger image to see the pattern, and I hope it was interesting to do this with me and to see the process. I really hope to see you on my other tutorials too. Please comment or ask question in below and post your result. Thank you. Bye.